And that's why I invited you to the White House, because I'm looking for a job.
All right, guys, I'm kind of irritated because I'm just now finding out today that hosted some type of like influencer, content creator, industry like conference at the White House today. It's just weird to me because it seemed like it was a pretty big deal, but I hadn't even like heard of it at all. Like, haven't heard any chatter of anything like this even happening until I actually saw it already happen. So it's kind of weird. And then on top of that, I kind of also wonder, like, why didn't they list like some of the people that they invited? Like, who was the people that got this, you know, opportunity to be able to ask questions at the White House? Because I haven't heard of any of the creators that even got picked. So I feel like they really handpicked, like really handpicked who had the opportunity to be in the White House to ask questions. Because I know if I was at the White House, I would have had a couple questions. Because me living here in DC and being a content creator, I have quite a few questions. And one of the first questions I definitely would have asked is what's going on with this whole like policy with the border control. Because I really have friends in other countries who are great citizens, great people who are just trying to make a new life for themselves, who want to be able to come over to DC, but there's been a lot of things that's been happening recently that prevents them. Like, for example, I have a friend who's in Venezuela, and she's been struggling to be able to get over here because there's a lot of new things happening. It seems like every week or every day there's a new policy or a new statement being dropped about if they can or can't come out this way. And it's really messed up because she already had all her paperwork. She did everything she was supposed to be doing to actually be able to come. And now that it's time for her to actually catch the flight, no one really knows if she's going to actually get on the flight and then come here to the country. So all I've been really trying to say is that we got to figure it out, man. Because there's really some pretty good people out here in the world that's trying to change their lives, and they want to come to a land that gives them plenty of opportunity to, like America, and they can't because of all the political games that these politicians are playing with each other. It's drastically affecting people and their livelihoods. Now, I don't usually talk about politics ever, really. I don't really have a specific side that I lean towards, but if I did have a side I would lean toward, I would have to lean toward whatever side is more of like just and fair. And right now, it doesn't seem like any side really has that. So, I don't know. With that said, I wish I could have been at that meeting today because it would have been dope to be able to like ask Biden a couple questions on that and see what the plans are in the future for Kamala and see if she kind of sides with him and keeping the borders open, because I'm with keeping the borders open, but maybe just having some type of security way to like filter people, maybe focus on filtering versus just cutting everybody off. That's my 2 cents. Okay guys, so real quick, if you haven't been following what's going on in Venezuela, let me give you guys like a quick breakdown from the way they've been kind of putting it on the internet in my perspective whenever I talk to my friend. So basically there's this big bad guy who's like a big mob boss type bad guy, whatever, villain dude, and he competed in an election where he lost drastically, but because he has all these like minions, all these little like gangster mob guys that fall underneath him, he's basically been retaining the power of Venezuela, and the whole world knows about it, but no one's doing anything to get him out of power because when he lost the election, he refused to give up his power. So now he's still the president of Venezuela. And since all these other countries know about it, they're kind of starting to cut off their ties to Venezuela because they don't want any of the people or any of the citizens who are trying to flee and get from under the pressure of this guy. I think his name is like Maduro or something like that. They're all trying to get away from him. And since these countries want nothing to do with him, they don't want the citizens who may or may not be his little minions to come here, and it's affecting people who really are good people who really just want to get out. Like my friend who I'm going to let remain anonymous in the situation because I know she doesn't want to have too much like internet publicity, but the whole point is after I've been getting to know her and talking to her and stuff like that, I've been seeing that this is really a crazy situation. And being that, once again, I saw whole like content creator like conference and stuff like that, it really makes me wonder like how were people able to get in those seats and be able to talk to him, because being able to sit down and talk to Biden, that would have been like a really dope perspective to see kind of like what are they thinking on their side and like what's going to be the future for people who want to get away from tyrants like that or dictators and be able to come this way. All I'm saying is if there's going to be some type of future way to be able to get involved with these type of meetings, I would love to try and figure that out and possibly get in on the next one, because I'm starting to kind of have some questions and kind of concerns about the future of just politics in general, especially being that I live here in DC and starting to have friends all over the world because I travel a lot. So I don't know, let's see what's going to happen next. I'm going to try keeping track with it. So basically all I'm saying is in the future, I definitely want to see if I can get in on any other things that are going on with like the government and politics as far as like border policies, because I do plan on doing a lot of traveling. This pretty much has started to become a travel channel, and I have friends in different countries and I know it's going to affect them and it's also going to affect me too. So yeah, let's see if I can get in on this next conference. Hopefully, who knows? And who the heck were these people who got selected? I still got to figure that out. I don't even know who none of these people were. Do you guys know?